Oh, this is your Jaypsterrific, and welcome to the second edition of my top 15 hot picks for Misters of Filipinas 2023. This year we are celebrating the 10th edition of Misters of Filipinas, and majority of the 10 years of Misters of Filipinas I was actually actively involved in it. So for those who don't know me, I'm JP, and I used to be part of the organizers of Misters of Filipinas. I just decided to retire from active pageant work in 2019 to focus on my corporate work and for other interests that I also have. And I'm gonna post that in the future about my other interests as well. But in the meantime, here is my list of top 15, the second edition from my last one. And this is based on the scores I gave the candidates in their beachwear performance and photo and their formal wear photos. I'm so sorry, lagging right now, but I gave each of the candidates a score, averaged them, and ranked them, and this would be the top 15 in my list. Some candidates actually had a lower rank this time around. Some candidates shot up to the top. So who will it be from the last one? Just stick around and let's watch. Let's start off with my top 15. This means they were ranked 11 to 15 in my score sheet, but are presented in this video in alphabetical order according to their representation. Misters of Filipinas, Fairview, Quezon City, Ben Espina. Ben slipped from my top 10 to my top 15. This was also because of the formal wear photo. While I love the fact that he posed with a good body position, with his knee slightly bent, the intensity of the eyes is not the same as the intensity in his beachwear photo. His formal wear photo was giving me prom king vibes. Nothing wrong with that, mind you, nothing wrong in being a prom king, but at this point, the boys or the guys should be looking like pageant kings ready to take on the world. Misters of Filipinas, Laguna, Marvin Diamante. Marvin was also in my top 10 the first time, but he also slid down to top 15 in this episode. Now, look at both photos here. He's starting to smile with his eyes, but it still lacks intensity. His hand placement in the formal wear photo can still be refined, and so that he will be able to showcase the actual formal wear. His beach wear was okay, but it looks like he was just coasting instead of really standing out. Sorry, Marvin, but here's hoping for a better placement for you in my next posting to reflect the preliminary competition. Misters of Filipinas, Palawan, J. Mark Omolon. He was in my top 10 in my initial top picks, but he slid down to the 11th to 15th spot. It's alphabetical. This is because of his formal wear photo. While he's giving face, that formal look, his pose seemed to be unsure. Add the fact that his designer failed to give him a jacket that fits because the sleeves are way shorter than usual. And I'm also not a fan of the hand on the lapel pose, but his beachwear is fantastic. Long, but fantastic. And his smile is giving Tom Rodriguez vibes. Misters of Filipinas, Quezon City, Nico Librojo. Okay, Nico is steady in my top 15 from the initial list that I posted. He is showing just how much a performer he is, and everybody loves him because, let's face it, everybody loves boy next door type of guy. But this was also one of the reasons why I gave him a rather lower score compared to his beachwear, even if his beachwear doesn't look beachy. He just wore pants, took his shirt off, and that's it. But looking back at the formal wear, look at the neck area. It's a little loose. The fit of the jacket is also loose, so the pose that he has here looked more like a practice pose instead of the actual pose. Misters of Filipinas, Taytay Rizal. Now, Nico wasn't in my initial top 15 because, well, he didn't stand out the first time to me. But after seeing his beachwear photo and his formal wear photo, I scored him high enough that when I got the average and ranked them all, he was able to penetrate my top 15. Now, let's zero in on the formal wear photo. He has intensity in his eyes and he has a good stance. He doesn't need to make arm poses, like hands in the cuff or whatnot, because his pose there is already solid. Good job, Nico. Now let's move on to my top 10. Again, this means they were ranked 6 to 10 in my score sheet, but are presented in this video in alphabetical order according to their representation. Let's go! Misters of Filipinas, Filipino community of Taiwan, Giancarlo Laumok. Starting our list of those who entered in my top 10 is Giancarlo. He is the strongest among the Filipino communities competing in Misters of Filipinas 2023. His beachwear look here is giving all the cool vibes, especially how he made eye contact with the camera. And his formal wear is also solid. He was able to carry the outfit very well. I like the hand touching the cuff because it has the right placement, although the other hand can still be refined to give a stronger pose and output. Misters of Filipinas, Herona Tarlac, RJ De Vera. Now, RJ wasn't even in my top 15 the last time, and now here he is straight to my top 10. Why? Because he had a very solid beachwear performance. Look at that stance. No need for his outfit to be exaggeratedly flashy like the others, okay? This is as basic as it gets, and it's real. He also has a nice smile, and looking at the formal wear photo, he also has a nice stance, okay? Just one comment though. He needs to make sure not to have his hair or part of his hair cover his eyes. We have to see your eyes, right? In the formal wear photo also, he seemed to resemble Jovi Bequilio, the current Man Hot Star International winner. Okay, is RJ going for Jovi's title? Because if he is, I suggest change his look to be different from Jovi, because quite honestly, in all pageants, male or female, organizers will not crown a lookalike. Misters of Filipinas, Isabela, Darwis Ismaili. Isabela has been showing a lot of improvement in the competition. Initially, he was in my top 15, and now he's in my top 10. And thanks to a strong formal wear pose. He has good eye contact and he has good hand placement. It doesn't look dead. His stance shows that he photographs tall, because he's not really as tall as I would hope for, and that he has strong shoulders. Good job. Misters of Filipinas, Lawag City, Lloyd Figueras. Coming in steady in my top 10 is Lawag City. He tends to give something new in every aspect of the competition, and looking at the photos that we have here, he gave that rugged, sexy, masculine stare in beachwear, and he made people focus on his face instead of what he was wearing, because basically what he was wearing is just really basic. I mean, it's a dress shirt you would wear at work, and then he wore it unbuttoned with shorts, okay? But his photo in formal wear, he's giving me elegance and class. I still can't believe he's only 19, really, because he is showing a lot of maturity in his performance. Misters of Filipinas, Tanawan, Batangas, John Paulo Libang. From my top 15, John Paulo Libang climbed his way up to my top 10. this is because of a solid performance in beachwear. So okay, his beachwear is not as flashy as the others, but his beachwear is definitely realistic to what people wear in the beach. Well, maybe not so much the shoes, but everything else. His hand placement in his formal wear can definitely be improved, but his stance is also solid. He looks really manly and very Pinoy. He is embracing it. Now let's move on to my top 5. Believe it or not, we're in our top 5. So these are the guys ranked 1 to 5 in my score sheet, but are presented here in alphabetical order according to their representation. Misters of Filipinas, Cebu City, Brent Dalman. From my top 15, Brent shot like a rocket to my top 5. He had an awesome beachwear performance, and his formal wear photo is also strong. He didn't need to post too much because this simple stance in formals is already strong as is. Also, if you're going to look at both photos, he resembled Stel of SB19 in beachwear, especially when he smiles. And then he gave this Jake Ejercito vibe for formal. Looking forward to see you perform in prelims, Brent. You're doing good. Misters of Filipinas, Malolos, Bulacan, Dre Arias. Dre is very consistent, you know. He has a very good performance, solid, strong, and even when you're looking at the photos here, even if his beachwear seemed to look like he just bought it from the department store just a few minutes before the show, I'm not saying that he did, but you know, because it's too casual, he's still able to sell the garment, which is good. And that says a lot because he can be commercial and he can look very editorial in fashion. Very solid formal wear photo as well. Now, one observation that I have, while I mentioned in the previous top pics that I had or that I had posted, I said that he looks ethereal like an angel. But looking at the two photos now and you're comparing it, Dre needs to up his ante. And when we say up his ante, you know, give us something more and give varied facial expressions. I need to see more energy and intensity in the eyes in beachwear. But in terms of the formal, it's chef's kiss perfection. Misters of Filipinas, Negros Oriental, Kenneth Vincent Kabungkal. Now, also solid in my top 5 is Kenneth from Negros Oriental. And I am so happy he chose to smile for the formal wear photo. You see, it doesn't necessarily mean that if you're wearing a tux or something formal, that you should look formal as well. You can always smile. And Kenneth's smile was able to light up the somewhat drab color of the tux because, let's face it, black seems sad, right? Now, his beachwear performance and his photo here is amazing. Good choice on wearing shorts because it showcased the nice legs and well-proportioned physique. Again, look at his smile and how it lights up a room, right? His smile, by the way, is giving me the same vibes when I look at the smile of another Thai actor. His name is Sakai Wong Rawi. Yeah, it's giving me similar vibes. He looks like a Thai actor. Could he be a perfect fit for one of the international titles based in Thailand? Just asking. Misters of Filipinas, Pampanga, Godfrey Nicolai Murillo. There's really no stopping this guy from getting into my list for top 5. He is giving one strong performance after another. Now, let's look at the beachwear. Good choice of beachwear with a little bit of skin on top. The necklace completed the look. Very beachy vibes. And if you're going to look at it again, the highlight was his smile. He seemed to be enjoying his performance, you know. And now let's look at the formal wear. The formal wear photo is fine. I would have wanted to see more intensity or energy in the eyes at least, but you know what? I guess I'm just nitpicking. He's okay. Misters of Filipinas, Subic Zambales, Charlon Guanga. Now, let's look at Charlon. This is the second time that he's in my list, also in the top 5. I think Charlon has the fiercest eyes in the batch. Look at the formal photo here, the formal wear photo. He seems like he's staring at you and he's sending you a message. And you know what, Charlon? I get it loud and clear. He wants to win. He's in it to win it. I just would have wanted, your hands, if you're just by any chance. I'm hoping you watch this video, but just in case Charlon, if you can send word to Charlon, he needs to make sure that when he's modeling from head to toe. So hands and fingers included. Needs to look more refined by arranging the bent fingers in a way that it doesn't look heavy, so to speak. Okay. Now let's go to the beachwear photo. I think this is everything. This is quintessential Charlon because he's very fit. I actually think that he has the best physique in the batch. Really, I think so. And he looks tall. Even if he's not really one of the tallest candidates, he looks tall because of the proportions of his body. Good job. That is my second edition of my hot picks, my top 15 for Misters of Filipinas 2023, the 10th edition of Misters of Filipinas. Next video, which I will be releasing very, very soon, would be my final hot picks, and this would be based on the preliminary competition. And what can I say? I'm impressed with these guys. They are working really hard, and I hear that they're all nice from my friends from PEPPS. So good luck, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in for my top 15. Have a nice day, y'all.